Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Connie with Prairie Paper Crafts. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a two-page layout that I've got somewhat assembled. I'm going to put together the rest of it. I'm using the Easter Gingers and Happy Easter title. The Easter Gingers are from Little Scraps of Heaven Designs. The Happy Easter title is from Treasure Box Designs. And as I go, I'll share the rest of what I'm doing here. The grass borders are all from Little Scraps of Heaven Designs. I don't have a punch, so I just make my own grass with that border. I really like that. I am going to get some of this stuff out of the way so I can start my first page, which would be the left side. I think I got that right. And I apologize, I want to keep my computer awake, so maybe back and forth with that. Okay, and I will explain the pieces I used and whatnot as I go, and hopefully the sizes for you. Please excuse my voice is better, but I'm still going to be, I probably will wheeze more than normal. That's just going to be my new life. I apologize. What I'm starting with is just a 12-inch square piece of cardstock. It is American cardstock, American craft cardstock. It's called Blush. I originally got this for skin tone. Yeah, it just wasn't what I was looking for at all. So, but it's been an awesome pink and getting really low, so I might have to consider what I'm going to do there. But I'm going to start with my top piece, my border piece here first. I'm going to be using a couple different adhesives today just because, there it is, one of them is getting really low. And I have a new bottle. I just haven't broke it out yet too much. So, but what I'm doing is this piece, and before I finish, I go any further, I want to let you know the pattern paper is, I believe, all from Echo Park. I was gifted this last year. It's Hello Spring, Happy Easter, and there's one other Easter one, so I'm not sure exactly. But this is cut at 2.5 inches by 12 inches. This strip should be 5/8 by 12, and this is just a piece of white filler that you get in the lot of the scrapbook albums. I'm sorry, my mind is, with everything going on, I just have not been too organized lately. I'm sorry. To give you an idea of how organized I am, this layout, I started, not including the paper pieces, that doesn't count. I started this Sunday morning, Worked on it a good share of the day. I had a couple of interruptions and I quit about 5 p.m. on Sunday. I worked on it Monday night for a couple of hours maybe, and I worked on it for a while today to get I did the photo mats is what I did. I finished those, putting them together, so I'll show you what I did, but I am just about the slowest scrapbook person I know. Crazy. But this had a lot of details, so it's all good. I found my eraser. I'm finding a lot of things I lost when I moved, and nice to be able to find things. Trying to get this glue there. I knew it would squeeze out to kind of come down here. This. Sorry, I'm bumping the camera. My table is not the dirtiest because it's on carpet, so I was so sorry. Just want to snip this little end off. I have inked all of the edges except anything with a lot of white in the paper, and like this I did not, but otherwise I've inked my edges. On top of this white piece, I'm going to put this pink strip. This is about 1/4 inch, the white before the top, if you're wondering. I'm going to try my art glitter glue, and everything's kind of off today, I think. Oh goodness. Could have used that piece, but it just wasn't dark enough for what I wanted. I just wanted, because I'm going to have some white yet on here in addition to this, and then it would be too much white. So all in all, I'm thinking I might have had too much pink, but it's all good. And this is just going right in the middle here. Again, I just need to snip a little bit off there. Any areas I snip off and I have to come back, I will re-ink as needed. I just have to find the right colors of my ink pads, so I won't do it on camera. Then I'm going to come in. I cut a bunch of these borders with the Martha Stewart punch, and I put it away. I apologize. It's a very old punch. And basically what I'm doing, I'm just going to kind of overlap a little bit where I need to, but they're just going to go on just right like that. So I'm going to first put some glue on the bottom here. Make sure I am on the bottom. I like to run a little bit of glue on here just so I get a good grip on everything. I hope you guys are all doing well. It's been right in my local area. We have been pretty fortunate, about 30 miles away from here, which is a much larger area than I live in currently. They've had some cases of the coronavirus, but right in the town I live in, so far I haven't heard of any. Thankful for that. I just was watching TV last night and saw something where a gentleman had it, and the immense breathing problems, and I knew that, but it's very scary if you have any kind of breathing problems, if you would get it. It's yeah, not something to mess with. In fact, I am lucky to be working from home right now. They just got me set up last week, and I'm very thankful for that. Don't have to go out very much. I'm going to take the paper trimmer so I can get this, you know, somewhat straight. I don't know if some days it's not, things don't go the way I planned, but it's pretty close. And then I'll just glue that down when I put it on. And I'm going to put my other piece together. I have a struggle with two-page layouts, I'll tell you, getting things straight. So, but I want to start this border. So this comes here. Ugh. Gotta get that laid down. So put some glue on here. That way there's a little bit of continuity between the two pages. Or in my mind there is. I don't know about anybody else's, but all right. Put this here, and I'll move this first. This is not my original idea. I combined two layouts I saw on Pinterest that I really liked, and basically went from there. I do that a lot. I'll take, you know, bits and pieces of one and bits and pieces of another. Okay, let's get this out of the way a little bit. And then I just come in and finish it off with this piece. So, very simple. I don't know how far I needed to go on this, so I don't want to get glue everywhere. And again, I'm just lining up those circles. That works the best, these circles right here. I'm okay that there's a little bit of an overlap. Don't worry about that. What I'm going to do to get this straight though, instead of using the paper trimmer this time, which I guess I could have done last time, it just, like I said, things just aren't making sense to me lately. All right. Put that out of the way. And we will do these top strips. See how crooked we can get those. We will, I'm gonna lose them there. I'll lay them on top this time. We have not, some of our area schools have not even started e-learning. My great nephew was here today for a little bit. My mother was helping me with something. And I know we're supposed to practice social distancing, but my mother will never, ever get that through her head. I just gave up trying to argue with her. And she probably shouldn't have my great nephew, but just one of those things she's not gonna change, so whatever. But they are not even doing any schoolwork yet at home. And on the flip side, there's a school right across the border from us that my other niece, great nieces and nephews go to, and they've been doing it almost since the day they were out of school. It's just crazy how one school is amazingly prepared, and that's not a large school either, so I don't know. It's kind of scary. I'm just happy to be over the flu and have some energy. I'll enjoy it for what it is. Okay. Looks fairly straight. And I can hear you guys saying, no, it's not. And it's throwing me off a little bit, something just, when it's not just so. I have a struggle with that. I always remember my father, things used to go flying or in the fire when things didn't go quite exactly as he wanted them. Never understood it till now, more than ever. All right. These are ready to go on my top pages, so I'm going to get those put down. I come back and on these fan parts, I glue those down later. If I did that on camera, you guys would fall asleep. Trust me. For those of you who didn't know or I haven't really commented a lot, but I did move the beginning of March, and that's partly why I've been away from my channel a bit. I had high hopes of it being a quick move, which it was, and it went relatively smooth, other than the fact that everyone seemed to have influenza, and I managed to get influenza A. Well, in fact, the weekend I moved, that Sunday, I moved Saturday, and I started feeling rotten Sunday. So that is part of the reason I have been away from my channel. I am sorry. Like I said, I'm somewhat settled. I'm finding things. I think I have my lights somewhat figured out. I just won't be able to possibly put 2 pages together on screen. I don't know if I have quite that much room. I'll see. But with any luck, I will be back and working. I've been doing a bunch of cards, and I've been trying to share a few as we go, as I go, but I haven't put those on YouTube or anything. Just did those while I wasn't feeling good. A couple I want to wait to send in the mail. Have some ideas for some, and I know I've got some others I want to do. I just kind of ran out of a bit of steam there for a bit. But I wanted to get some Easter cards and thank you cards in the mail, so I'll take care of that. Okay, gonna start on the bottom border, and again, just took paper from the paper kit. This is cut about 1 7/8 by the time I got the punch, and this is a punch from Stampin' Up. And then I have this strip that'll go on, and it is 3/4. My grass, what I did was I cut, it's 1 inch high, and then I cut 2 6-inch strips. I'm okay that it's going to overlap. It's going to have a little seam. Honestly, I wanted 12 inches, and cutting 12 inches, because the paper's 12 inches, my Cricut and I don't get along where it should be lined up. So that's why it's split in half. And by the time you get it in a scrapbook page, you get it all, your photos and stuff, you really aren't going to notice it. I purposely didn't even ink where the two come together, so it was even less noticeable. This goes right on top of this with just the slightest border. I'm just the slightest edge there. So it just basically gets caught. In fact, I've got a little bit of glue here I want to get out. And do the other one. I don't want to put the grass on until toward the end, because I'm going to put some other stuff on in some spots, and so I'll do that last. And hopefully I haven't lost any of my grass pieces. I've been losing things left and right today. I'm still trying to get, only my second day of working at home, and it's okay. I miss my co-workers, some of them, but it'll work out. But I'm still trying to get used to that. It's weird. I have a hard time staying awake sometimes. I do a lot of phone work, and it just kind of, I don't know. All right, bring these back in. These are going to go I'm going to leave about, maybe an eighth to about 3/16, so between an eighth and a fourth at the bottom, because this has got some room in there. And actually, I probably will go up a fourth. It's got plenty of room with that, so just going to eyeball that though. But get this on. And I don't usually use art glitter glue when I scrapbook, but I was too lazy to. I was thinking the other glue is too far away. It's not, I guess I didn't realize. But this will work. In fact, I'm going to use my grid on here. Why didn't I think of that before? I'm going to move this over a little bit. Oh, shoot. I got to put this piece. There's a little piece over here that's, I'm afraid, going to get tore off if I don't put it on. All right. Just lay this right in here. Said I've got maybe just a little bit too much going on here, but too much stuff, and I've got some cards laying over here, and yeah, well, I've worked in a lot less space before and made it work. And it's good exercise. I have to get up and get things more often than I normally would, so it's not right at my fingertips. So see, there are benefits. Okay, I'm going to use this. I got to put this down because, again, it's like that bottom piece. I don't want it to rip or anything, and I have to try to fix it. So these 4 end pieces I will glue down quick. It will help hold the other pieces down too. That didn't sound good. Something just crashed. Plumber was just here a little bit ago. I hope it wasn't anything he did. Oh well. First night I moved here, I had 2 boxes sitting in the bathroom on the floor, one on top of the other, and they were perfectly fine. They should not have gone anywhere. And I even double checked before I went to bed. About 3 o'clock in the morning, I heard this awful noise. And I got up, and it was as if someone had actually pushed those boxes, the top one off. It was just, I still can't explain it. It was crazy, but yeah. Okay, I am going to, I've got this, I have to always figure out which one's going where, so let's see. Those are about the same. I'm bad at, once I do something, where did I want it to go? So, excuse me. I talk to myself a lot. You should hear me when I'm paper piecing. I hope the neighbors never hear me. I think I'm cracking up. This I want on top. I'm not popping anything up because I have a lot going on as it is. So that's my theory there. Okay. And start with this. This photo mat I'm going to give you the outside, and then it's 1/8 of an inch in on each one is 6 1/8 by 4 1/8. This grass is also 1 inch tall. Then I just cut it. I usually use the slice feature, otherwise it gets really scrunched together and you can't do anything. I glued down, I'm trying to think, yep, just the bottom only. So I can find a scratch piece of paper that will fit under there. Ta-da! The photo will fit right under there. So I'm going to put that on first, and I want it up fairly high. Okay, so we're good toward the top of the middle. I'll use my ruler to get it somewhat straight. I'm going to go at about 1/2 of an inch. And yes, I use that handy ruler. I got it from Kim Ferguson. Oh, it's been a while. I use that thing all the time. Cards, scrapbook layouts, you name it. I love it. I want things straight, or as straight as I can get them. So, anybody know where my there it is, home folder went? I'm going to be careful so I don't pull that grass down. So, okay, I'm going to get this out of the way. This one can go below that pink, and just to keep it pretty much even, we'll go 1/2 of an inch over on that side too. And I think, yeah, we're good. So, ta-da! It's another problem of me working at home, not having anyone to talk to. It's going to be a problem. I'm used to talking in between calls. We sit and chat a little bit if it's not busy. Okay, again, I'm only giving the outsides. So we have 7 by 5 3/4. This inside, the green part, I'll give you that. Excuse me. I kind of can tell where it ends down there. I gotta fix that. Well, I'm gonna guess it's 5 1/2. Let's see. Yeah, 5 1/2 long. And on the width, it's 4 1/2. So, and then I gotta glue this down a little further. I struggled with this. I just don't know why, but I couldn't get it. Last night it wouldn't stick for me either, which is very unusual. This piece, it's just cut with border punch. The white ended up to be about 2 inches high, and then the bluish green, that teal, whatever, is about 1 5/8. We'll say, yeah, about 1 5/8. And then these tags were cut from my Cricut. I don't know which one it is. I'm really sorry. 5 1/2 though tall, and 3 1/2 wide. And then I just did my bow on there, and I just put that little extra scallop in after it was done, and I didn't feel like cutting again. This is the scallop. This white part is a scallop border, mini scallop border from Little Scraps of Heaven Designs. I should have done it in yellow. It would have popped more, but you know, wasn't going back to do it again. So there you have it. It would have really given more color, but I'm good. I'm still getting used to these, doing these bigger photo mats and doing tags and stuff to go in them. So I'll learn. Now this one's going to be harder to get down because it's much larger. Okay, I'll take the tag out for now. It'll be easier to put it down. Jeez, I hardly lost my bone folder. How in the world? Yes, people, I would lose my head some days if it weren't attached lately. Ugh, I tell ya. Okay, I'm going to finish this page pretty much. I'm going to put my gingerbread down here. So that one's going to go kind of right in here. These are so adorable. I was going to show you how I paper pieced them, and I apologize. I had days yet this past week I just could barely go, and I only worked Monday of last week. They didn't want me in the office because of my health problems, and it was about Sunday of this past week, that I really started feeling like a human being. So I just put them together quick, but they're a lot of fun. The only change I did was I put white in the eyes, and then I did a red nose. And I put glitter glue on that. Otherwise, I didn't make any changes. And I'll get sizes on those in a moment. I just can't share this on the Little Scraps of Heaven Designs page because it's got this title from Treasure Box Designs, so I can't share this finished layout. The title is about 5 by, I'm going to say about 2.5, 2 5/8. The finished gingerbread is about 4 3/4 from the top of his ear to the bottom, and then counting, because this is how Cricut does it. I assemble everything in Design Space, or paper piece it there first. So let's say about 3 7/8 wide. Give you an idea. And now I'm going to put my grass down. And I'm only putting glue about 1/4 of the way up. Doesn't have to go all the way. And again, I'm getting the inked edge on the side over here, putting it down, and I'm putting this against the bottom of my pink sheet. It's okay. I would say my gingerbread should have come down just a hair, but we'll be okay. And then I don't have any ink on this side because it's going to overlap, and you really honestly don't see it that much, so it's all good. If I can find the rest of my pieces. Now I did ink the right edge over here just to give you an idea. That is done. You could put your Easter title down below. I didn't want it down that far. Now I have these stamen parts will get hidden. I have these just these flower pieces. Okay, so I wanted to bring out some of the darker red, and you'll see it more this watermelon color in here. So that's why I use this little bit of an off reddish pink color for the middles there. These are just some flower petals that I've had in my stash. And I'm just going to put those right here. So I will attempt to get those down. Just wanted to add a little bit of color and stuff here. You could certainly add some eggs, you know, that would be cute. I have some eggs going in another spot if I can find them in this mess. I did a bunch of, what do you call it? I've been doing a lot of treat containers and stuff, and I really missed scrapbooking. I love doing treat containers, but I really missed my scrapbooking, so I'm gonna come back and do that for a while, and I'm gonna making a lot of cards. But here is my first page. Oh, that's right. I told you I would forget. I gotta figure out what eggs I wanted where. That was the egg that I'm just gonna put on this side. These are stickers. I just put them on paper, heavy cardstock, and I'm gonna put them on. I'm only gonna put glue on half of this one. I don't want to risk, and it's going on the right side. I don't want to risk it going in anywhere that you might want to put a picture in there and then it doesn't go on. So I will show you in a moment here. Let me add a little bit more glue at the bottom. Maybe, maybe not. But see, if you put a picture in, you can still get it pretty close to the edge and you're not going to have glue coming over. If you can just get that to stick, I might have to sit and hold it for a bit after a while. But I'm going to set this aside for now and bring in my other piece. This one be a little bit trickier. I'm going to get this on here straight. And that is because I'm using a sticker border. I very seldom use these, so that's why I say it's going to be a little trickier. I just want to kind of get these on where I want them. I'll give you the dimensions in a little bit. I just want to kind of get these placed. This one has to come down a little bit because my disappearing other ginger is going to sit up here. So I need to put this one on first because the border will overlap it possibly a little bit. I'm not sure. So let me get you dimensions again. This one is 5 by 7, and then this green part, and then everything is 1/8 of an inch smaller, by the way. I'm guessing it's also 5.5, but then it is 3 3/4 inch wide. And then my tag, I did the same thing, very simple. It though is only 3 and, let's say 3 and about 1/8 by 5. I'm going to set that off here a moment. And then these pieces, I think, so the white is 2 and the green is about 1 5/8 approximately. So glue this on. So what are you guys working on while if you're home, if you're lucky enough to be home? I know a lot of people are still working. It's life has to go on in some degree, and we all have bills to pay, so and the medical professionals and whatnot, it's you know, gotta work. Thankful for that they are able to work. I put this 1/2 inch from the side, if you're wondering. And what this actually does pretty much is covers up my pieces here, so I have very, very little to to fill in there. And then here's my other gingerbread piece, which will just, well, I should have put this down just a little bit, so we're going to just, the bottom of the egg, not go very far down on that. These are really simple to paper piece. That was what was nice too. It's very easy. Let me get this, my ruler's in the way. I want to get that up as far as I really can without going over the top. So we're just going to be right on the border. But again, excuse me, if you happen to take the tag out, put a picture, it's going to slide, so you're good there. Just to give you an idea. But I do want to put my flowers on down here, the same as I did my other side. And by doing that little bit of red, you also get a lot of color, which is nice because I feel like I've got so much pink showing, and that was not my original intention, so oh well. Could have done a different color photo mat after the yellow. I could have done, or after the white I could have done yellow, or I could have done a yellow instead of a white. Sometimes my brain just doesn't coordinate colors the way I wish. So just to give you some ideas to try something different if you want to lay it out that way. These pieces I'm going to put a 1/2 inch from my left side and blow them a little bit apart just because I've got some eggs to go on there too. So let me get to my ruler down here and I'll give you the measurements. You could make these photo mats, you could put less on. This is unusual that I have 5 photos on a 2-page layout. Sometimes I have 2 photos, 1 on each page. So you could, arrange it a little bit different. But this is 4 1/8 inch wide, or high, excuse me, and it's 5 5/8 inch this way, wide. I just added a ribbon, put that on for a little decoration. Got that off. This grass border again is 1 inch high, and also just, it's only glued at the bottom, it's not on the sides or anything. And this is about 5 5/8 wide and about 4 inches high. And then I purposely wanted on top. I didn't want the grass on the same, that close to the grass down here. So that's why it's going on the top one. And I'm sure there is a reason I didn't make them look the same width. Usually it's because I'm using up, whatever for paper. Oh, that'll work, that little piece. So if you're wondering, that's the reason for my madness there. Again, I apologize if I'm bumping the table. And it did ink all of the edges, like I said, of the grass and everything. Normally that's how I do things, so all right. let's see once we can, this one I want fairly close to this border on this scallop here. And I don't think I mentioned that a photo does go under here, so I don't glue my ribbons down or anything. Okay, well, I'm going to see what I can do with this border. It's not been inked or anything. I don't ink my border stickers. And I pretty much want it right pretty much close to the, well, no, hang on a second. Better do this different because I want it to be sure that it's the eggs popping out from the, okay, yeah. I want the eggs popping out of the grass. I don't want them sitting on top of the grass, so to speak. So I'm going to put this fairly close to this bottom and try to center it somewhat close in between. And I'll show you in a moment here. Okay, I want to make sure I get the inked edge, so it's going to go over here. And I'm okay if some of these eggs are really hiding a lot. Bother me because I want it to look like they're, you know, hidden in the grass some. So you can put it up a little bit higher if you want, but I like it that way. And folks, I'm almost done. Can you believe it? If you're new to my channel, you can see why I'm so slow scrapbooking. Everything's got to be just so. It's terrible. Okay, I'm going to stop the camera and see if I can, whoops, I'm sorry, I forgot something. But then I'm going to see if I can get a better photo of both pages together. So I have more stickers here. And I was just going to put those right down here. So again, I'm only going to put glue on the bottom of this one. So again, it does not go over. I mean, so you can put the photo in decent. The grass wants to stick on me for some reason, but you can get the photo under there. And then this one also, I'm going to be careful so it doesn't go, it'll overlap this corner, but that it doesn't glue. So I'm basically going to just put some glue in the middle. And I'll explain better in a moment, I apologize. Just want to make sure it's stuck. But if you happen to put a photo in here, it will go, you know, under that little corner. So, okay, now I'm going to stop the camera and see what I can do to find a pin for the lid, first of all, because I seem to have misplaced it. And then I'm going to see if I can do a photo of the whole layout, both pages. So I'll be right back. This is the best I can do. I'm just going to kind of bring it so you see one on top of the other. And I will try to get better pictures before I finish. Maybe put them at the end and see if I can get it to work that way. And then this is the right side. So thank you all for joining me. I hope you are all safe and healthy. Again, be very careful. I hope to be back very soon, possibly just with a quick card share. I found a card on Pinterest that I will share and be working on some more layouts. So thank you all for joining me. Have a good day.